A moment, please.
Well, normally I'd start with an introduction, but whatever Curie's doing right now is decidedly more interesting. Sure.
Sure. I enjoy talking with you.
Bounce, bounce,
As
bounce,
do
bounce,
I.
bounce.
I owe you so very much, and I do not mean to sound ungrateful, but I fear I am barely holding myself
You're
together.
telling me. Let's see if we can actually get this working properly. Alright.
Hey.
May I be of assistance?
Hey.
A moment, please.
Of course.
Sure. I enjoy talking with you.
As do I. I owe you so very much, and I do not mean to sound ungrateful, but I fear I am barely holding myself together.
It's all right. I'm here for you.
Thank you. That means so much. Becoming a synth is just so overwhelming. At first, it was a struggle just to master basic functioning, how to brush the teeth, how to operate with only two hands, etc. But now I am full of inconsequential thoughts, feelings. How do you do everything with this whirlwind in the head?
What sort of feelings?
I don't know. I think anger, fear, happiness, but I'm not sure. They're so new.
I prioritize and tackle what's most important at the time.
That's helpful. You make it look so effortless, like breathing. But for me, it is so hard to focus,
And now all
to
of us
do
are breathing
research,
manually.
and inspiration is as elusive as ever. I fear I will never contribute anything to the world.
Science isn't the only way you can help the Commonwealth.
Perhaps you're right. And together we have done much good. The saving grace in all of this is you. As a robot, I had much appreciation for you. But now, it is deeper. I am still loyal. But now I do this because I want to. Because you are my friend.
What do you think a friend is?
Is someone that brings you joy. Good feelings when they are about. Someone you desire to help and make happy. Someone you respect. It is hard to say my feelings about you. You are just a friend, yes?
You're my friend too, Curie.
This stirs something in me. I have no idea why. I must cut this short. My eyes, they are malfunctioning. Adieu.
Oh, I think I made her sad. So it's day 53. I'd like to finish collecting the Nick Valentine tapes, but I think
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have a mission to
Hi,
turn
or
in
whatever.
for caretaker.
Already taken care of. I hardly even broke a sweat.
Whatever you did worked. The tourists has signed on. K8's already on the move.
That's
Take
great.
this. I might have more jobs later. Thanks, bub.
Huh?
I have no recollection of what that job actually was, but it was on my mission list, and I figured, well, he's right here. So the three tapes, or at least the three locations I still have to go to, are absolutely nowhere near each other. But they're all in, well, a bit of a line, I suppose. But there's a couple other places we can hit on the way, as is always the case with Fallout 4. So that's going to be the plan today. First off, I'm going to collect whatever, I put like a whole bunch of mission markers on. We're going to hit them in, whatever one's closest. And I think this one will be the police station here in, is this Malden? I think this is Malden. And I think this is where we're going upstairs.
Sunrise is imminent. It will be easier to evade those who desire hostility now.
It'll also be easier for them to see us, though. Is this our tape? This is our tape.
Message to Robert Cooper. You did good, Bobby. The wife and girl won't be saying anything. No worries. Hell, once those fat life insurance checks start rolling in, Mrs. Montrano will wish her fat slob of a husband had eaten that bullet 5 years ago. As for what happens next, up to you. Beach, sub shop, car yard, doesn't matter where he ends up. I don't give a shit. I just want him in the ground. So, long as Johnny Sr. never finds out what happened to his little meatball, we're set. Eddie Winter, signing off.
long as we're here, there is a distress signal to look for. Let's pull it up on the radio. We have gunfire. You know what? I probably should have looted them before going a bit nuts with the exploding cars. Oh, there you are. Whoa!
Why not a civilized discussion instead?
That's really not the same game. This isn't New Vegas. This isn't Fallout 3. Not a lot of civilized discussions to be had in Fallout 4. Burnt out power armor.
It's fused
Examine.
solid. This one too.
Okay, so battlefield, holotape.
I believe we're supposed to file a police report, yes? And all the little things go in baggies for evidence. I believe a sniper has found us. That is the right word, yes? This place is so violent. We appear to be under fire. I believe the term is Yahoo?
So I'm looking around trying to find this distress pulsar, which is setting off my radio. And it's saying it's somewhere over here. 99.11%. I'm sure it's like right in front of me. I'm just not seeing it.
Ambushed on the road. We're outnumbered 5 to 1. Barnum, report.
Useless.
We'll have to scuttle the armor.
Useless.
We can't let them have it.
Useless.
Damn it. Aspen set to self-destruct. We'll head for the old military base. Back. Try to
Useless.
make it to our hole. Right. Move, move, move. Will be our call sign.
Perhaps I'm missing something. I was sure that there was a thing that I was supposed to pick up here. I'm just not seeing it. Well, let's move on though. Oh. No, that's just a corpse. Plenty of them to be found in the Commonwealth. I am gonna go ahead and turn off that annoying beeping for now, though. For those of you who really know your Fallout 4, you'll have noticed that I didn't go down the flirting path with Kiri. I think it's a bit too early for her experiences with emotions, for her to really know how she feels about someone else as more than a friend. Now, there's a philosophical debate to be had about whether or not Kiri was actually intelligent before she was placed in a synth body, and I'm inclined to say no. And to make that case, I'd like to contrast her to Codsworth. That was the distress pulsar that I was looking for in the previous one. Are we supposed to pick up a holotape here? Yes. See, Codsworth was stuck in a futile loop. After the bombs fell, he had no orders to do anything other than what he'd been ordered to do before. And sentient or not, he's still a robot. He's still beholden to these logics, even if he's capable of understanding that they're futile. But every day he's cleaning the house, and every day it's not getting better. Nothing can happen, and he had nothing but time to think about it. And it would get very depressing. You can hear that when you talk to him for the first time after leaving the vault. He says, "How do you polish rust?" There's genuine exasperation in his voice. And I think what's happened is over those 200 years, he has realized that his existence could be more, it should be more, and it's led to him becoming an emergent intelligence.
Perhaps we can find some useful data here. I suspect the soldier had his femoral artery severed. His death would have been excruciating.
Whereas Curie always had goals, and they were singular goals. It wasn't some broken feedback loop like Codsworth. She had the goals of watching the vault that she was in. She had the goal of watching over the cures that they had there. And she'd be given the very clear final order to merely wait, to wait for someone to come and relieve her. And to a robot, the experience of time is not particularly meaningful, or at least that would be my assumption. There's an assumption there, I'll admit. So she had a very clear set of tasks, and they didn't come off as futile. Now, if the last vial of the cure had failed, if it had taken longer and there wasn't anything left, perhaps it could have led to her deciding that her existence was futile, and it would have led to a realization or an epiphany like it did with Codsworth. But I don't think that
Have you
happened. I
found
think
something
part of
interesting?
that, if you read the logs of her programmers, they tried to give her a whole degree of intelligence. And in doing so, I think the opposite happened. She had all sorts of built-in programmed reactions to things happening or not happening, and she was able to fall back on those. Even her interest in attaining the synth body seems to be more about pursuing her assigned goals than any sort of personal growth. Now, of course, she gets dropped in a synth body, which isn't restricted by all these things. She has this personality built in, and suddenly she becomes sentient on the spot. It also means, though, that she's now about a day old, which is a bit young for my taste, I think. And I can't help but feel it's a bit of a conflict of interest to be pushing her feelings towards a specific end if that end is, me. Well, she's not even clear with the fact that she's flirting. She may develop faster than the average person because she's being dropped in right at adulthood with a lot of skills already, that she's already knowledgeable. If at a later point she were to come out and explicitly and clearly express an affection, then maybe that'd be a bit different. But I don't think it's my place to sort of push that she's really got to come to that conclusion on her own. So that's why I'm not going to be flirting with Carrie. While we're here, though, if there's a firefight to be had, I will absolutely have it. I can hear you. If you really want to splatter my brains, just step on it. Oh, there we are. Race is on. Hi there. Oh, what a tease. It's legendary, but I don't want to attack the Brotherhood at this point. A little bit of foreshadowing there with the word "at this point," maybe? We're gonna leave them be. Don't know how you missed me. Well, I suppose I missed you. Didn't I clear this out before? Now, I always saw this as a similar problem with the character Liara in Mass Effect. Liara, in human years, is like 15. Now, if you were 15 the first time you played Mass Effect, and, that was the romantic angle you went for, then, well, whatever. And perhaps in subsequent Mass Effects, if you followed it later, then you could look at it like, oh, well, high school sweetheart or something. But still, she's awfully young. She's really awfully young for Commander Shepard, who's mid to late 30s, perhaps? Oh, there's our legendary. Anyway, next on the list is the four-leaf packing plant. If you recall in the last episode, I was accused of murder by someone named Murawski, who I have no recollection of. Went through my mission logs, and apparently this Murawski has some sort of drug plant that I'm aware of over here. Also, I'm supposed to put a Mila up here, which, I mean, I'm not going to go out of my way to put down Milas, but if I'm literally walking past them. Oh, still always with the reloading. I really got to get out of that habit. At this point, though, it seems like it's never gonna happen. Anything good? Nope. Not even worth money. I knew I heard something. No, just now I want to reload. Now is a decent time to go ahead and reload. So I'm getting... Oh, the map marker on this floor is presumably for Mila. There you go, Tinker Tom. Alright, where is our door? Not entirely sure where I found the password for that, but, well, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, I guess.
Got company.
Let's see if these guys are leveled to me. Well, there's a hair of damage there. Although they were using 38 pistols, so they didn't... Even if they were leveled to me, they were absolutely outmatched.
Sensors result no enemies. The threat is over.
So I picked this place pretty clean, and I can't help but think that I have missed something in here. It's a small amount of drugs. There maybe 20 total in this whole place. Well, let's see what's downstairs. Presumably this terminal will unlock this door beside us. There we go. While I was rambling on and on about Curie, I picked up 2 holotapes, so let's go ahead and play those. See ya, Curie.
Nitera Aslan, Brotherhood of Steel, Recon Team 429 Alpha, serial number 3431. It's been 3 hours since I set my distress pulsar. There's been no word from Paladin or Ferris. Their objective was a satellite array on the coast. They may be out of range. My orders were to hold this position at all costs. The entire site has been overrun. The door won't last much longer. Paladin Brandis, sir. It's been an honor, sir.
Please resuming.
I think I had one more holotape to listen to.
This is Ferris. It's been 2 hours since the Paladin left. My leg. I can't staunch the bleeding. The bullet must have hit an artery. Brandis, if you get this, I hope you made it back to Aslan in time. There was nothing you could do for me. Get to the bunker up north. You'll survive. That's all that matters.
Let's see what that woke up.
I'd much rather be
I'm in.
Looking for the shooter.
I was about to say other than some free experience points, but I think that, yeah, Kyria's found someone. And she had done barely a sliver of damage to him with the legendary shotgun that I'd given her.
Engage.
Oh, here's a legendary. Oh, that's right. My punches can stagger now. Well, unyielding is definitely not useful. Unyielding requires you to be at 25% or less health, and yeah, that's not a thing. Sooner or later, we're going to come across some sort of an enemy that can give me some grief. Hopefully. Maybe I'll have to mod something in. That's a thought. Maybe I will go and find some sort of mod that makes the game a whole bunch harder for the next few episodes. I bet you whatever it is that I'm looking for, or whatever the story is behind this place, falls behind one of these locked doors. And I'm not about to go get Kate to open them. So I guess we're done here. So let's see what's waiting for us at level 122. And I think it's going to be more of the same. Yeah, we have one level of Critical Banker left, one level of Grim Reaper Sprint left. Let's go ahead and check at least the first one of those two off. That's a couple more mission markers taken off the list. Well, and a couple more added, because I still have to turn them in. Well, you're not a legendary, but I'll take the XP. Back on track to the Eddie Winter tapes. The next police station is right here. Well, I thought it was right here. I think I may have come up on the back of another building that's right next to it. Nope, there we go. What exactly is my entrance? Is it... No, that just kind of looks like a door. You know what? I will leave that firefight for later. I think I'm supposed to go the other way around this police station. Ah, here's our entrance. You know what? I will play that when I get outside. Oh, that's the 10th one. And I thought I was going to have to go all the way down to Quincy to get the 10th one. Perhaps I picked that one up already.
Message to Buster Conley. Nice piece you did on the monorail construction project. Heaven's Highway, Devil's Doing. Huh, cute. But I think you give organized crime too much credit. Various Boston families coming together to fund a public works project? Huh, please. Clearly you never sat down at dinner with these guys. They can barely agree on an appetizer. And ain't nobody jumping to pick up the check. The bosses had their hands in the honeypot, sure. But nowhere near the level you were suggesting. You did get one thing right, though. Safety Inspector Alice Lansky was killed. They'll never find her. 'Cause there's nothing left. After he bashed her brains in with one of those giant wrenches, Vinny the Cracker's Venucci dissolved her body in a barrel of hydrochloric acid. So write your follow-up. Then feel free to tell the cops the murder weapon is hanging on the wall in Venucci's garage. on 4 Charter Street. Eddie Winter, signing off.
Exciting! I wonder if the exhibit Treasures of the Jamaica Plain is still open. Maybe it is precious artwork. Oh, or a mummy.
Hoping for a mummy might be a bit of a stretch, but you know what, Curie? I was going to save that for later. If you want to see it, let's go have a look at the treasures of Jamaica Plain. And if memory serves, they should be in here. Well, Curie, shall we have a look? Is that a quantum? That's a quantum. I guess it's just kind of odd lighting for
It was never this bright in the vault.
I suppose in her side of the vault it wasn't particularly bright. Certainly the rest of the vault was much, much brighter than this. What do you make of this place? Mayoral bomb... Well, it's not a bomb shelter. If it was a bomb shelter, it's a pretty terrible one. So I do actually have the mayor's ID card.
The security
But
system is active. Please present your identification.
these tend to be pretty valuable.
The
So
treasure must be magnificent to warrant all this.
I am going to speed up the heck out of this, but I want all of it. So I'll see you in what'll probably be 20 seconds for you and like 5 minutes for me.
Rather, did you hear something? Resuming combat operation.
You know, that seems awfully reminiscent of a mistake that I made before.
I would prefer if there was a whole lot less of that.
I'll admit, I kind of wish that the rest had stayed on. I suppose I just couldn't help myself. I saw that there and, well,
Have you found something interesting?
I found materials that, while I wouldn't call them interesting, they're useful.
There we go.
I suppose that's our exit. Let's go see what this treasure entails.
It is marvelous. It says a great deal about the culture of the time. I will record this.
I'm glad that you appreciate this, Curie.
So, how are we doing, Curie?
My feelings towards you are one of the few things I can process. We are, as you say, good.
So as you can see, this was just a history exhibit that for some reason they decided to bury in a way that no one would ever find it. That seems kind of counter to the point of a history exhibit. Find anything interesting there, Curie?
Welcome to the Treasures of Jamaica Plain. Within the walls of this time capsule, you, our descendants,
Okay, it was a
will find
time
the
capsule.
items and mementos we treasured in the year 2077.
And then
To
loot
you,
them.
200 years in the future, these relics may seem quaint, but we hope that they will remind you of our place in history and your own.
How
As
did
we
you
laid
know
the
it would be
foundation
200
for
years?
the world in which you live, so you too will lay a foundation for future generations. May that future be bright. On behalf of all of us in 2077, we wish you well. This is Mayor Alyssa Park, speaking for the town of Jamaica Plain.
Well, it's not piles of gold, but I guess we don't really have a lot of use for piles of gold. What is interesting is this legendary weapon here, which I'm going to scoop up. I hadn't really spent a lot of time thinking about whether or not I wanted to showcase what that does, but it only weighs 3 pounds, so I'll pick it up and maybe I'll show you what it does next time I bump into Preston Garvey. So our exit here looks decidedly different. Although, is this the same room that we came in? Oh, okay, so this was the master lock from before, so you could avoid all that with a master lock.
Have they no pride?
I think they're all dead, Curie. Anyway, that's the treasure of Jamaica Plain. Time to move on. What I would like to do before chatting with Nick is head off to the Atom Cat store. Got some stuff to sell. Might as well have some space available in case Eddie Winter has any decent loot.
We could use a few more suits around here.
I don't recall, was Rowdy a store?
Rowdy, you want to spiff up your power armor? You've come to the right place. The Atom Cats have the most far-out mods this side of the apocalypse.
I've got a few minutes to browse.
Yeah?
Hey,
Think of buying from the cats as a donation towards a more cool Commonwealth. What do you say?
let's see what you've got.
And at long last,
Need
we
to
are
get
looking
back to Diamond
for
City one
Nick.
of these days. Biggest town I ever saw.
There he is, hiding in the crops.
So, you got something for me? Maybe a pocket full of tapes belonging to an old ghoul?
Well, today is your lucky day.
Finally got 'em all. Here.
No fooling. Wow. That's some real solid detective work.
For my Pip-Boy.
They're older than dirt, but they've got Eddie's paw prints all over them. These are the real deal. And they've still got the code pieces in them. Let me run them through the old processor. Got it. 19553728406. That old thug's holed up in Andrews Station. Now, let's go bring down Eddie Winter.
Let's do it. You want to lead the way, Nick? Yeah, he's gonna lead the way. Looks like I can run a bit ahead and he'll keep up. Highly doubt it'll be necessary to have both Nick and Curie with us. Matter of fact, I don't think it would be necessary to have either of them to be able to move forward through this quest, but yeah, maybe they'll have something interesting to say. Well, presumably Nick will have something interesting to say. We'll see if Curie has anything interesting to say. Hello, hub flowers. I think I've managed to leave Nick behind, but I don't think that'll be a problem. I'm sure he'll catch up. Curie will keep teleporting to us magically. Sounds like Nick's already caught up. Unless it's a raider or a dog or a raider psycho or both. Sounds like both. Alright. What do we have in
what
here?
has happened elsewhere. Is what has befallen the Commonwealth atypical, less extreme, more engaging evasive maneuvers?
Ooh. You got lucky. Come on, poke your head back out.
Enemies have been dispatched. There is something nearby. Identity unknown. The enemy has been spotted.
Okay, so Nick will take care of one attack dog, and we can take care of everything else. Ooh, explosive turret.
Hostilities is not advised.
Did I see a star on that? No.
You really want this to be the last mug you see?
Still struggling with that dog down there, Nick? Yep. Alright, where was our legendary? Well, sooner or later we're gonna get something worth picking up. Okay, so I got it detected, but that's probably Nick. Because he's not a companion, he'll show us whether or not he's detecting us. Before we go in there, be prudent to put down some food. my last 2 noodle cups. Alright, let's do this, Nick.
Let's not keep Eddie waiting.
Hey! Oh, there is to be fighting.
Ooh, did you take that hit?
Oh, it's awesome. Stop! Hold on! Think you get high?
I believe the term is Yahoo?
If I was Nick, I'd probably be a little unhappy that I took that particular shot.
Whatever it was, it's gone now.
I'm gonna go ahead and offload the shotgun shells that I've gathered on
Do
Curie.
you need some?
Another 50 shells for her. I've been picking up shotgun shells at the various stores. Slick. Although I suppose I would have walked right over it. Nick, don't.
It doesn't have to be the day you die.
Someone resuming combat operations. They're dangerous. Combat is
What's that?
bigger.
Oh, legendary. I probably should stop using explosives so that I can actually find them when this is all over. That being said, if they're gonna stand together like that, what's the point of having this thing if I'm not gonna use it, right?
Later, I will review these logs for relevant data.
Powered, heavy, no. No, powered's good, but there's actually combat armor available at the Brotherhood of Steel's the Brid one, with exactly that, and that's not Raider. So if I was gonna go with power, that's exactly how I would do it.
Waiting. I don't think we're alone. Hey,
I have detected unusual behavior.
I see movement.
Hearing shit.
Okay. You know, I can understand if they didn't know where we were, but they know we're here.
not exactly subtle, pal.
You did well, madame.
Now, to be honest, one of the main reasons I'm using this is because I'm carrying way too much 45 ammo. There's no reason for me to be carrying around. I was initially going out of my way to carry 800 rounds, and for the amount I'm using it, that just doesn't make sense. I should be carrying 500 tops. I should be carrying 300 rounds at 308, and maybe 250 rounds at 2mm, probably less. The reason I've been running out of carry space, I'm carrying, 70 pounds of ammunition. I just don't need it. Especially since in places like this, I could be just using
I never would have made it this far
the
without
fists. Yeah, you're right about that.
Nick,
I can't wait to see the look on what's left of Eddie's face when we pop that lock of his.
You got yourself a bar, didn't you? Well, have fun with that.
That filthy toad's right on the other side of that door. Why don't you do the honor?
sure. 195 3728 406.
The fuck?
It's your show, Nick. I mean, if I have to go in first for you to enter.
Who the fuck are you?
Oh, come on, Eddie. It's me. Your old pal, Molly McFuck yourself.
All this time, and the first person to walk through my door is a wise ass. Well,
You're welcome.
You are easy on the eye, so that's something. Just how the fuck did you get... No. No way. Not after all this time. Don't tell me you actually cracked my code. In the holotapes?
Well, it's been 200 years. Someone was going to.
Well, hey. It's only been, what? 200 years?
Why have you been hiding
Look,
here all that time?
I'm not sure what you thought you'd find. Gold, jewels, the secrets of the universe. But you get me. One guy. A ghoul, I guess you'd call me. Just living, surviving, and what I got, you can't have. That code? It was a joke. I just wanted to prove how dumb those feds were. Turns out, pretty dumb. So take your asses someplace else.
I'm not going anywhere until I get what I came for.
Yeah? And what's that? And who are you, huh? You look kind of familiar. But what are you, some kind of robot? Is that what it's like out there now? A world of robot overlords? I knew it.
The name's Valentine. Nick Valentine. Remember me?
Valentine? The cop? Is that who you're supposed to be? Sorry, pal, but you ain't Nick Valentine. You're just some kind of, machine.
You killed my fiancée, Jennifer Lance. There's some crimes even you can't get away with, Winter.
Your fiancée? You mean Valentine's fiancée? Pretty girl. A shame what happened to her. But hey, you? Or, you know, the real Valentine? He should have backed off when he had the chance. But what gives, Robot Man? Why do you even care? Some girl gets whacked 200 years ago, and you come into my home acting like a hot guy? Christ, look at you. You're not even alive.
Then I guess I'm in good company. Welcome to your last stand.
Your pulse and vital signs are still within acceptable parameters. We must... I believe we're
Done
supposed
here.
to file a police report, yes?
One more thing I've
And
got
all
to
the
do.
little things go in baggies
I wouldn't
for
mind the
records.
company if you wanted to tag along.
Of course, Nick.
What? Ah, I have heard of these. This is a speakeasy.
Oh, hello. Well, I mean, I have the space for it, so why not? Any of these empty? Yeah, well, empty bottles become dirty water, and dirty water becomes noodle soup.
We must talk. You are so very, very distracting. You know this, yes?
I am absolutely okay to talk with you, but first, let's turn on the light.
Hey,
What? Do you have time? It is important to me.
what's up?
It is a personal matter. About, well, my control of feelings is worse than before. And you are no help. With your teasing of poor little Curie. But it is not just you. Sometimes a simple compliment, nice hair, and I am flustered, confused. Other times, people suggest the strangest and most lurid things, and I am even more confused. Why do people do this?
You're full of life and optimism. People find that attractive.
Well, they should keep it to themselves. Oh, I must get a handle on this if I am ever to advance my experiments.
Is that it?
Your thoughts?
All of these bodily functions, how do you keep track of them all? I am hungry, I am sleepy, the list goes on.
I'm glad she left the list at that. I'm not really in the mood to explain the other ones to her. Alright.
This is it. In this spot, 200 years ago, one of Eddie's boys put a bullet in Jenny Land's back. Now Eddie's as dead as Jenny. And Nick. I'm at a loss. I just need some time to process all this. You mind if we get out of here? Yeah, that is if you're still interested in traveling together. I wouldn't blame you if you wanted some time on your own after all this.
You still want to travel with me?
Yeah, I think I could suffer through it.
Of course. Let's do it.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Come on, let's get out of here. And hey, thanks.
Heads up.
Go ahead. Do something for you?
Your thoughts?
Should we get a move on?
That was all I had.
Sure.
So I kind of thought that finishing that quest would put Nick's affinity over the top. Not quite. I'm a bit torn as to which one of these two to finish the affinity quest for first, but given what we're probably going to be up to tomorrow, I think we'll bring Kiri.
Madame?
I'd like to travel together some more.
Then let us get underway.
You two watch yourselves out there.
Oh, monsieur, we do not watch, we observe.
So I'm back in Jamaica Plains, where it looks like I probably could have gotten away with building a bit more in the way of lighting. Although, if these settlers can't be bothered, then I don't know why I should. It's not like I tend to live here. So with Nick's affinity quest done, even though his affinity isn't quite maxed yet, some distress pulsers taken care of, and a drug lab raided, I guess it's time to call it a night. And tomorrow I plan on starting, and let's be honest, hopefully finishing, the last of the DLC. But I will see you